Okay, so I'm pretty sure I've made plenty of posts before. I was gonna try and make something like this, but then I was like, wait, why use the garbage fans that are like 30 mil or spend money on 40 mil fan? Went for $6 on AliExpress. Went for what? Like about $6 on AliExpress a while back. I got a 12-volt fan and a Peltier cooler. And at the moment, motherfucker, the hot side is very side and the side, then the cold side is also very freaking hot. There was something over here. Aha, this guy. So this, what you see here, is a switch. And this switch should be more than enough to have for the cooler and the fan. So there will be one switch for the cooler, one switch for the fan. In this setup, it's just going to be the fan. It's running low enough, but my Pi is sitting around a running Pi hole around 80 Fahrenheit. But because it doesn't exist, obviously, I'm going to have to print myself out my own case, but it's going to use a lot of features that this case from Bamboo Handy already has. Like, for example, the bracket that holds the Pi itself to the case, which would be this little bracket right here. So here's the thing. The cool side is cold enough to cool down the entirety of the entire Pi, which also means that I don't need to run the fan all that high. So my cases can involve having a thermal pad on all my stuff, more specifically the CPU. I will put this thing directly on top of it with the fan on the backside of the, of the heatsink. And just in case the Pi gets so cold, or the cooler gets so cold, it starts to ice. One, there will be the thermal pads protecting it, and two, it will be upside down, so any moisture and or water will fall down rather than falling onto the board. It is inefficient, but I have it and might as well use it. And I also don't need it, as the fan itself keeps me at about 80 Fahrenheit. Last I checked, 75. And what already exists is a Y-splitter of USB ports. So you go from 2 USB ports to one female, because these are female, right? And then from there, I can get my higher voltage and maybe amperage. I don't know if the Pi is capable of that. It should be, though, with the beefy bricks, outputting 3 amp, unless that's only for the CPU and function of the RAM and board itself. That's to try out in the future, but if it does work, I can potentially turn this very inefficient Pi into a decently efficient Pi. Even if I can't get like the super ice cold chilling numbers of stupid cold for the Pi, it'll at least only have 2 things plugged into it: power and Ethernet. This is the Raspberry Pi 4 Model B. I couldn't get the camera working, so I think I've given up on that. I'm gonna stick around with Pi-hole and just get like a cheap Amazon Wi-Fi camera for the backyard. It's just too much work that doesn't work. I tried installing Motion Eye alongside Pi-hole. However, I had issues downloading the Python packages in crap. I'll update you as we go along. The most badass case project. Peace.